Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture 52 on C++ programming language. In this lecture, we're gonna write a simple program which stores the country names, and we want to search for a specific country on that list. As we studied on previous lecture that how we can, define an array or declare an array, how we can initialize an array, and the array is a list of elements of the same data type. So it stores thousands, millions of data of the same data type. So if we have a million records, so we need to search for a specific value. So how we can search for a specific value inside a 1 million record. So let's write an example. So here I declare an array of countries. So first I write string countries, and this is an array of countries. So I store in this array, for example, 5 countries name. So here I store USA because the array is in string, so I write Canada, then I write Japan, then I store another country, China, and then Russia. So this is a simple example, and we have an array called countries, and it has 5 values, 5 elements: USA, Canada, Japan, China, and Russia. So this is an array. And imagine if we have an array of 1 million records, 1 million elements, how we can search inside the array. So basically our target is how we can search for a specific element inside this array. So what I can do here, I can write, and I can declare another variable, string search, and then I declare another variable called boolean found equal to false. So this is a boolean variable. It stores true or false. So when I search inside this array for a specific country, if I found that country, so I will like the found variable become true. Otherwise it remains false. So I should know that when if I find a name on the array, so I should know that I found a specific element. So in this case, so here, first of all, I ask the user cout. So I ask the user enter country name to search. Enter country name to search. Then whenever a user enters a country name, so that country name is a string or text. So we cannot use cn. We use getLine function. And then the getLine functions, take 2 parameters. One is cn, another is the search, which is stored inside this variable. And here we now search. So how we can perform search? So we declare an array which starts from 0 till less than 5. It means less than the size of this array. So here what we can do inside this, we compare each value, each element of the array with this search element. So here I can compare them, and I say if you can use compare function, or you can use simple if countries. Instead of compare function, I use the comparison operator which we have. So here, if the array element on a specific index is equal to become search, so it means we found that element. So the found become true first, and then we break or we stop the 4 elements, because we don't need to search all the elements on that array. When we find our elements, our specific elements, so we stop at that point. We don't need to search anymore, or we don't need to search and use or utilize the resource of the computer or CPU. Then here, after this, I come here and I see here if found is become true, if the found value become true, so it means we found that country. Yes, so we see out and we say country found, and we also can I can write here country found, and we print that search because we found that value. And then if the country is not found, so we use the else. So here I write cout quotation country not found. And then end line. So this is a simple search, and this kind of search is called a liner search. It's called a liner search. Why it's called liner search? Because using the for loop, we start from the first index of the array, from the first element of the array, and we compare that index with the value which is entered by the user. If it's not equal, so we go to the next index. Then we compare the next element. Then we compare the next element. Then we compare the next element. So it means we search and check for each element of the array. So it's called liner search. We start from the beginning array, from the first element, second element, third element, until the last element, until we can find that keyword or that word or that country name we can search. So here I compared when we found, so the value of variable found became true, and then we check here if found become true. So here we print out that country name, otherwise we print the country not found. So let's execute this program. Here it says enter country name to search. So if we see on the list, on the array, we have for example Japan. I can write here Japan, and it says country found Japan, or you can write Japan is on the list. But if we compile and run again the program, and I enter the name of a country South Korea, and it says country not found. So this was lecture 52 in C++, and in this lecture I just explained if we have an array, because arrays are store lots of information or data. For example, just imagine if you have an array of 1 million records. If you want to search for something inside those records, inside those elements for a specific element. So how you can perform search, and it was a simple method which is called a liner search, which you search and you start searching from the first element of the array until the last element of the array. So the best case in this situation is if your search element is the first element on the array, and the worst case is it's the element which you cannot find on the array, and we search till end of the array, or it's located on the end of the array. So this was a kind of example how you can search, or a kind of algorithm which you write, how you can search for a specific element inside an array. And thank you for watching, and see you on the next lecture.